guys, it's Nova and I'm here to do an unhaul video. A few weeks ago, I told my parents that I wanted to sell some of my books. So I was like, hey mom, hey dad, we go to downtown Toronto so I can sell some of these books at the local BMV? And then they were like, sure, let's get in the car, let's go. And I said, well, you see, the thing is that I want to sell them so I can buy more books. And then they were like, oh, hell no. Anyway, I'm still gonna get rid of these books. They're in this box. I'm gonna attempt to lift it to show you, but it's enormous. There's a lot of books in here also. Whew. I happen to have the upper body strength of a gerbil, so don't judge. This box is a mixture of ARCs and finished copies. So the finished copies will be going to a BMV, which is a place where they buy and sell books. And the ARCs will be going to my local library. The first book that I'm going to be unhauling is The Unquiet by Mikaela, Everett. And this is an ARC. The book actually isn't out yet, but I DNF'd this one because I just could not do it. The first 100 pages were amazing, and then it seems like the book completely lost track of what the plot was. The next book I have is Thornhill by Kathleen Peacock. The problem was that this wasn't the first book in her series and I couldn't find the first one, so I never bothered to read it. I got this book at Epic Reads Art Party a couple years ago, probably 2013. I was so happy that they sent a book, but then I realized, oh, this isn't the first one, so... The third book I have is Unhinged by A.G. Howard, and this is also an ARC. Some people might be like, oh my god, what the hell is Nova doing? This book is awesome. Reader, I totally understand. But I happen to have a finished copy of the book. I figured, okay, there's not really much use for this ARC anymore. So, see ya! The next book that I have here is Divergent Thinking, which is a bunch of essays about the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. The Divergent series is one of those series that I loved so much in the beginning. And then Allegiant came out. Then I was like, how could you? I trusted you! It was a mess. I was a mess. Then I figured that I could never read that series again because it brings me great pain. Divergent is still one of my all-time favorite books, no matter what. And what is basically the train wreck that was the movie. Just throwing some shade, guys. What else is new? The next book that I have is the mistake that I made when I was in 8th grade. So when your parents give you a little bit of money to go to the book fair, and you're like, hey, all I do is win, win, win no matter what, and then you just come back with this book and you're like, crap, I'm not gonna read this. So that's what happened with Rotten Ruin by Jonathan Maberry. I don't like zombies. I do like iZombie the TV show, but I don't think that's the same thing. I won this book from a giveaway on Twitter. It's The Academy Game On by Seles. I haven't read it either, but it looks like one of those books where it's all about the drama and it's like very Gossip Girl style. I was like, I already watched Gossip Girl. I don't really need to read this. The next book that I have is from Harlequin Teen, and they sent it to me a couple years ago. It's Dark World by cara, Shultz. I don't know what this book is about. I'm guessing it's paranormal because the cover looks like the movie poster for City of Bones. But I also don't really have much interest in reading it, so... Another two ARCs that I missed the release date for were Full Ride by Margaret Peterson Haddix and End Times by Anna Schumancer. I think I'm just pulling out more and more ARCs that I missed the release date of. Can you tell that I was not a good newbie blogger? Resistance by Jenna Black is a book that is not the first in the series. I didn't know that when I requested it, so when I started reading it, I was like, okay, what's going on? After you read the first book, you read the second. You don't start with the second and read the first. That's not how it works. Exiled by M.R. Merrick and Perigee Moon by Tara Fuller were both giveaway wins, but I won these years ago, and I just don't really have an interest in reading them anymore. Cold Iron by Stinta Late. This is an ARC, but when I requested it, I had no idea it was going to be so large. I only read a few chapters of it, and it didn't seem bad at all, but I do have commitment issues, so I thought, okay, the size of this book scares me, and I'm just gonna not read it, and I never picked it up again. Another book that I never read because of length is Beautiful Creatures. Yes! I bought into the Beautiful Creatures hype when it first came out. I was really excited to read it, and then I saw the movie, then I was like, no way. Crap, I'm not gonna read this. So basically, the only thing I got out of this book was the poster that hangs on my wall. The next two books I got were 16th Summer Pulled Under and Push Girl. This one's by Chelsea Hill and Jessica Love, and this one is by Michelle Dalton. I know for a fact that this book is in my library, but it's a hardcover, but I'm not sure about this one. The next book that I have that I'm giving away is Frostfire by Amanda Hocking. Her other series was really popular when it first came out, and I remember that my friend personally recommended it to me, but I never picked it up because I guess I must have been busy or something. So when I heard of this one, I was like, okay, request it, read it, love it. I did one of those three things. The last book that I have is Undercurrent by Paul Blackwell. I was actually not going to sell this one, but then I went to Goodreads and I read a bunch of reviews, and now I'm just like, au revoir. Bye. I dropped a book. I'm going to hell. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really want to see other people enjoy the books that I didn't like, especially if they can't afford books, because it's just such a great feeling to pass a book on to somebody else. If you haven't done an unhaul but you have a lot of books, I recommend doing one. Once you get rid of some of your books off your TBR shelf that you know you're not gonna read, it feels really good. Like, my TBR shelf is probably half now, and I'm so happy because it makes me feel more free about what I can read next, and it kind of takes off the pressure of reading. I feel like reading shouldn't have any pressure at all. As a last question, if any book that I showed you that you loved and you were like, you can't give that away, that book is just so good, don't give it away, let me know. I want to know what you think. Bye! This is a box monster. It's hungry for some books. Box monster. Wow.